Kyle Larson has never won at Chicagoland. Not one time, but every time he races there, he ends up near the front. He is also on a hot streak right now, one of his best stretches all year. So why has he never won at this track? Is this the weekend that finally changes? Let's start with the number that should scare every driver in this field. A 6.2 average finish. In 6 career Cup starts at Chicagoland, Kyle Larson has never finished worse than 6th on average. Think about that for a second. Most drivers spend their whole careers chasing consistency like that at one track. Larson already has it, and he still hasn't found victory lane. 4 top 5s out of 6 starts. That's not luck. That's not one good day mixed with a bunch of bad ones. That's a pattern. Larson shows up to Chicagoland and runs at the front almost every single time. 5 top 10s out of 6 means he's basically never had a bad day there. One off race in 6 years. Everyone else in the field would take that trade in a heartbeat. So here's the real question. If Larson runs this well at Chicagoland every single time, why hasn't he won yet? Some drivers get a track in their bones early and cash in fast. Larson has done everything except finish it off. He's been close enough to smell it, race after race, and something always slips away right before the checkered flag. That's the part fans need to watch for this weekend, because history says it can't stay that way forever. Now let's talk about where Larson is right now, heading into this race. 5 top 5s in his last 6 starts. That's not a hot streak. That's a driver who is locked in and dangerous every single week. When a driver is running that well across the whole schedule, and then rolls into a track where his numbers are already this strong, that's when you get a moment nobody can ignore. Picture it from the other driver's point of view for a second. You already know Larson's Chicagoland stats. You already know he's coming off 5 top 5s in 6 races. Now he's lining up next to you on a track where his average finish is 6.2. That's not a driver you want to see in your mirror. That's a driver you're trying to avoid all race long. This is where the cliffhanger really sets in. Larson has the speed. He has the consistency. He has the recent form. The only thing missing from his Chicagoland resume is a win. And every single number lines up to suggest that this could be the weekend it finally happens. But NASCAR has taught fans over and over that numbers don't guarantee anything. Something always has to go right at the end. A caution has to fall the right way. A pit stop has to be clean. A restart has to go his way. So will this finally be the race where everything clicks? Let's break down why this track fits him so well in the first place. A 6.2 average finish over 6 races means Larson isn't just fast in practice or strong for a handful of laps. He's fast for the whole race every time he shows up. Drivers who post numbers like that usually have one thing in common. They understand exactly how to manage the track as it changes throughout the day. Whatever it is about Chicagoland that clicks for Larson, it clicks hard, and it clicks every single time he's been there. Now rewind back to that stat about his last 6 races. 5 top 5s. One driver, 6 races, 5 times finishing in the top 5. That kind of stretch usually means one thing. The car is fast, the team is executing, and the driver is making almost no mistakes. Bring that form into a track where he already has a 6.2 average finish, and you have every reason to expect something's big. Here's the part that should really worry the rest of the field. Larson isn't walking into Chicagoland hoping to be good. He's walking in already knowing he's been good there every single time he's shown up. 4 top 5s in 6 tries isn't a fluke. It's a driver who has already cracked the code on how to run fast at this track. The only piece missing is the win, and that piece has a way of showing up right when everyone stops expecting it. There's also the team side of this story that doesn't get talked about enough. A 6.2 average finish across 6 races doesn't happen by accident. It means the pit crew is getting stops right when it counts. It means the setup Larson's team brings to Chicagoland is dialed in almost every time. Drivers can only do so much on their own. Numbers this consistent mean the whole operation is clicking, not just the guy behind the wheel. That matters heading into this weekend, because a team that's already been executing at this level doesn't need much to turn near misses into a win. There's another layer to this that a lot of fans overlook. A win at Chicagoland wouldn't just fill a gap on Larson's resume. It would remove the one obvious hole rivals could still point to. Right now, If anyone wanted to argue Larson has a weakness, Chicagoland would be the track they'd bring up. Not because he runs poorly there, because he runs well there and still hasn't closed it out. That gap is the only crack left in an otherwise dominant record at this track, and cracks like that tend to get closed fast once a driver is running the way Larson is running right now. Think about what a win here would actually mean for the rest of the season, too. Every race matters for the points battle, but a breakthrough win at a track that's given a driver trouble carries extra weight. It's proof the mental block is gone. It's proof the team has fixed whatever kept coming up short in the final laps. And it sends a message to every other team in the garage that the one track where Larson looked beatable just stopped being beatable. Now think about the pressure building on the other side of the field. Every crew chief prepping for this race already has Larson's Chicagoland numbers pulled up. They know the 6.2 average finish. They know the 4 top 5s. They know he's coming in with 5 top 5s in 6 races. That's not a driver you plan around hoping he has a bad day. That's a driver you plan around expecting him to be fast from lap 1 to the final restart. When an entire garage has to build strategy around one driver's history at a single track, that tells you everything about how much weight these numbers carry. There's also the restart factor to consider. Chicagoland races often come down to who handles late cautions and short bursts of speed the best. Larson's 5 top 10s in 6 starts show he rarely gets caught out of position when things get chaotic late. That kind of composure under pressure is exactly what turns a top 5 into a win. It's one thing to run near the front all day. It's another thing to still be there when it matters most, and Larson's history says he almost always is. So picture the race unfolding. Larson starts strong, like he almost always does here. He's running up front early, right where his history says he should be. The laps start ticking down and every fan watching knows exactly what's on the line. 4 top 5s, 5 top 10s, a 6.2 average finish, all of it building toward one moment. Does this become the race where the win finally shows up, or does Chicagoland find one more way to slip through his fingers? That's the tension hanging over every single lap this weekend. Larson's numbers say he should already have a Chicagoland win. His recent form says he's playing better than almost anyone else on the circuit right now. Put those two things together and you get a driver who isn't just chasing a win. He's chasing a win that feels overdue. Fans in the stands know it too. Anyone who follows Larson closely has watched this pattern build for 6 straight races at this track. A strong run, a near miss, a trip home without the trophy. That kind of history creates its own kind of pressure, the good kind, where every fan watching knows something has to give eventually. This weekend, with Larson running the way he's running, feels like the moment that pattern finally breaks. And that's exactly why this weekend matters so much. It's not just another race on the schedule. It's the race where a driver with a nearly perfect record at one track, minus the win, meets a hot streak that has him running like the best driver in the field. When those two things collide, something usually gives. So keep this in mind as the race plays out.